New Zealand has friendly and fun-loving people and mouth-watering food with wine. The country has an amazing range of breathtaking scenery, subtropical forests, beaches, and offshore islands in the north. It has glaciers, lakes, snow-covered mountains, and large flat plains in the south. Here you will find beautiful fjords, amazing volcanoes, some of which are still active, and also hot springs and beautiful rolling green pastures. You can go for many adventure sports here, including surfing, skiing, kayaking, and more. Now let's go over some important travel tips for your trip to New Zealand. Climate. The country has a diverse climate due to its proximity to the Pacific Ocean. The average temperature here is 10 degrees Celsius to 16 degrees Celsius. Languages spoken. English and Maori are the widely spoken languages here. Currency. New Zealand dollars is the official currency here, and credit cards are also widely accepted too. Best time to visit. The answer to this depends on your budget. If you want to see and do everything and don't mind spending, then December to February is the best time. If you are on a tight budget, then June to August are the best months to come here. Safety rules. New Zealand is considered much safer than other countries. But still you have to be careful and keep your bags and valuables locked. Use iSites. You can go to iSites to get basic information about most of the major towns and cities that you can explore. Need to book activities, attractions, accommodation or transport? You can trust iSite teams to get you sorted. Get a local SIM card. It will be very useful for you to get a local SIM card as soon as you land in New Zealand. Download offline maps. It is better to download offline maps, just to be sure. Although internet data is mostly everywhere, there may be areas where internet data may not work. Restricted items. Always check the latest list of restricted items before packing for New Zealand. Book in advance. If plan to go to New Zealand when the weather is warmest, you must always book way in advance. Travel downwards. As most international flights land in Auckland, it would be cheaper for you to travel southwards from there. Be prepared for sudden weather change. There can be sudden showers. Or there can be big temperature drops and it will suddenly become too cold. Valid types of IDs. You will have to show your ID to prove your age when buying alcohol, as legal drinking age is 18 years old. For this only passport, a New Zealand driver license and the Hospitality New Zealand 18+ card are valid. So if you are on a short trip to New Zealand, keep your passport with you at all times. New Zealand is more expensive than you think. Items such as food and drink are likely to be more expensive than what you might be spending to back home. So, plan your budget accordingly. Be careful with Google Maps. Google Maps is notorious in New Zealand for taking drivers on the shortest route to a destination but not necessarily the easiest. Protect yourself from the sun. UV rays are pretty intense in New Zealand, and just 7 minutes of sun exposure can leave you with sunburn. Apply sunscreen before spending any time outside, no matter the season or weather. Always carry bug spray. There may be the sandflies and mosquitoes, which are notorious for attacking, especially on the west coast of the South Island. You may also want to think about wearing pants and long sleeves to protect yourself as well. Don't expect a good Wi-Fi connection. New Zealand is a little behind when it comes to accessible Wi-Fi. Accommodations here are getting better with offering Wi-Fi, but there will be times when you are completely off the grid. Carry the right travel adapter. This is a pretty basic travel tip for New Zealand, but essential nonetheless. Bring the Type 1 3-pin connectors along. Drinkable tap water. Tap water in New Zealand is safe to drink. Just refill your reusable water bottle as you go and save money on bottled water. Environment awareness. Be aware of the extra environmental customs in New Zealand. For example, clean your shoes properly at cleaning stations to prevent Cowrie dieback disease. Also keep your distance from seals and penguins. Now that we have covered the travel tips for New Zealand, it is time for our tips for other destinations in the link on your left. See you next time.